Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this episode. More on this coming up.
How's it going today?
It is going great.
That's good.
All right, so thanks for calling. Tell me a little bit about this car. This looks crazy.
Okay, I have a 1987 Pontiac Trans Am here, which I bought when I was 2 years old, and I've had a lot of fun with it over the years. It was a great car. You know, I was a single guy and just blasting around, like I say, listening to the Who. And then I just, for some reason, put it in here, and it's been sitting now for 30 years. I can't see me using it anymore, and I want to get it restored and fixed up and give it to my grandson as a gift. He's been bugging me since he's a little kid. He used to come down here all the time and look at it. And then one day, I said, well, when you get old enough, I'll give it to you.
I love you.
So the day has come that it's going to be his.
Yeah. That'll tickle him pink.
That would be a nest. So with that, Kevin from Grand Prix came over to pick her up and bring her back to the studio. The first thing I noticed inside and under the lights is that the registration on the windshield was renewed in 2022. And I asked him why. And he said that he tried to get it back on the road a few years ago, new tires, etc. But there was a vacuum leak in the engine that kept it from idling. So every attempt he tried to do to get it to run fell short, which is why he gave me a call once and for all to sort of get the Trans Am cleaned up and running to surprise his grandson before he heads back to college in a few weeks. So we don't have a whole ton of time to get this done. Anyways, outside is covered in dust and dirt and spider webs and cat prints, which is interesting, as well as some sticky substances that drip down from the ceiling and all the way down the windshield, which is strange because it had a cover on it, so it must have leaked all the way through the cover. Regardless, it's pretty gross, and you can imagine what the paint would have looked like if it didn't have a cover on it. Interior, same thing, but it absolutely reeks of urine and white mold. The only saving grace this car had was being inside and somewhat temperature controlled and out of direct sunlight, etc. So she's not in bad shape, but with only 46,000 miles on the clock, we did have our work cut out for ourselves. Step one the following day was to move her into bay number 1 and have Tom and Tom Sr. take a look at the engine just to see what parts, if any, were needed to bring this thing back to life.
And it smells so good in here.
As it turns out, to look at the engine, you have to open the hood apparently, but the hood latch was broken somehow, so we had to figure that out just to get the hood open so we could go to step 1. Whoa, just a man.
What's that all about?
Wow. Let me ask you,
it's TBI.
Are you bleeding yet? Because that means we're starting the project.
That's it.
Yeah, all right.
I don't think this is TBI, Tom.
Jordan said TBI.
No, it's not.
Jordan thinks
No,
it's
it's not.
CDC.
No, it's not. It's a quadrojet electronic.
You guys.
It's a quadrojet electronic.
Survey
And
says.
there it is, quadrojet electronic, just like I told you.
Just like I said, guys, quadrojet
Yeah,
electronic.
that's right.
Now, if you're unfamiliar with this type of carburetor, as I was, I learned that it wasn't always loved by car guys because it acted like the bridge between the old mechanical carburetors and the new full EFI systems. It was sort of like a half step during that smog emissions era. This one here is an E, or electronic quadrojet, which uses a computer-controlled mixture solenoid that responds to the electronic throttle signals to precisely meter the fuel distribution for better fuel economy and, of course, emissions. So this is the stepping stone to a fully electronic fuel system common on most cars today. After looking at the oil and doing some basic engine safety checks, we threw on a jump box and just added some aerosol encouragement to the carburetor just to confirm if Grandpa was right, that the engine would in fact run, it just wouldn't idle. Sure enough, he was right, but it was clear it just wasn't going to idle on its own. So the boys got a list, ordered some parts, and we waited. In the meantime, I started the cleanup by lifting the car and removing the wheels. In the 80s, it was all the rage to have a lug nut cover over your lug nuts. In this case, it was a black plastic one, so you got to take those off and then take the lug nuts off, as well as there's also a key in there, so you have to use a special adapter for that to remove the wheel. So it was a whole little thing to remove them, but once they were off, you could see underneath, relatively clean, a little bit on the rusty side, but we were moving in the right direction.
Just a wee bit of oxidation. Welcome to the Northeast.
On the tight spaces, I'm using a small brush to agitate the creases and the crevices, as well as ammo plumb on the engine compartment before rinsing it all down and drying with hydrate. My favorite color to work on is red, especially on older vehicles. They tend to just come back to life with much more vibrant appearance than most colors for whatever reason. This one here is no exception. Now that the paint is clean, you can actually see how swirled and dull the paint is, which is very exciting to me before I go in and polish. For step one on the paint, I put a piece of tape down the middle so I can get a better before and after, and then I used an ammo shear wool cutting pad along with exfoliate and did about 1 to 2 passes on the driver's side. Now you can clearly see there is a big difference after one section, one pass, and so that set the stage to do the rest of the car. If you look closely, you can see that the depth and shine of the red really came out before and after, but the de-scratches, they're not gone yet. We have to play with those a little bit more, but the color difference is what I was focused on. At this point in the process, Tom came back just to figure out the vacuum leak issue and what was causing that specific problem. So I paused the paint correction for a little bit and worked on the engine with Tom. As it turns out, the vacuum leak was caused by a broken EGR valve. I'll have more on this in a little bit. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Now, whether you're starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content, even to time, all in one place and all on your own terms. Start a completely personalized website with the new guided design system, Squarespace Blueprint. Choose from professionally curated layout and style options to build a unique online presence from the ground up, tailored to your brand or business and optimized for every device. Easily launch your website and get discovered fast with integrated optimized SEO tools so you show up more often to more people and grow the way you want. Squarespace makes checkout seamless for your customers with simple but powerful payment tools. Accept credit cards, PayPal, and Apple Pay, and in eligible countries, offer customers the option to buy now and pay later with Afterpay and ClearPay. You can also upload video content, organize your video library, and showcase your content on beautiful video pages. You can even sell access to your video library by adding a paywall to your content, which is pretty cool. Go to squarespace.com for your free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/AmmoNYC to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Now, back to this smelly Trans Am. Next, Tom and I disassembled much of the interior for easy cleaning while we were thinking about this EGR valve issue. The first thing we did was just unlock the T-tops and remove them. Now, I am a huge fan of T-tops. I think they're awesome. Back then, T-tops were offered as a styling and a sort of relatively affordable way to get that open air experience, like a convertible, right? So in 1987, Pontiac produced 42,558 Trans Ams in total, but the most popular option at the dealership was, of course, the T-top. So it's likely that there's probably close to about 40,000 Trans Ams with T-tops in the world. Nonetheless, we took them off so we could just move around the inside of the car much easier. Next were the seat belts, the front seats, and then the rear seats.
Oh, we found our friends. That would be a nest. And you can even see on here.
Oh,
see
yeah.
them eating?
Eating the bottom.
And that's what it looks like underneath.
Tom also removed the door panels as I emptied out all the moldy trunk pieces just to make sure we got everything.
Important. Van Morrison. The best of Van Morrison.
Nothing.
Boo.
With the interior now removed with Tom's help, I went back to correcting the paint with a straight cut shear wool pad and exfoliate polish. Again, the red metallic paint underneath all those scratches is actually quite good. It just needed a little motivation, if you will.
From my winter hell, I've got candles and candy. I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way. Try to stay true. Just speak low, stand in your row, try not to show this life's a show.
With the paint now looking much better, I focused on vacuuming the carpet first, not only just to remove the heavy dirt, but to lift the fibers prior to spraying Shag fabric cleaner and getting in there and sort of doing a deep clean. With respect to the center console, I removed a few screws, lifted a few panels up just to see inside if there's any mouse remnants. Luckily, there wasn't anything there, which was really great. Put it back together, and then we focused on removing the mold and cleaning all the plastics. To do this, first wipe with a throwaway towel, use ammo lather and a brush just to kind of lift all of that mold and scoop it away immediately.
What's right for you? No matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way and try to stay.
After your initial wipe down is done, then repeat the same process with ammo lather, but this time with a steam machine. There's going to be links to every product and tool used in the description, so make sure you check that out. But this steam machine gets up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit with 65 psi, so it's really great for blowing out the seams and the cracks. The carpets really weren't that bad, except for that one area underneath the back seats. So I used Digest to sort of chew up the protein stains, then shag with a drill brush, then the steam machine, and then the steam vac. Now I did this multiple times until the smell was gone. I also did the same process of the shag, the steam vac for pretty much everything else in the car as well. It was the only way to remove the smell without throwing it all away and installing new components, new rugs, new shampoo, all that stuff. So if you just take your time here, you can keep all the OEM parts. Obviously, for the removable carpets, they're just way easier to clean because one, they're outside the car, and two, you can use a power washer. So in this case, I power washed, soaped, then drill brush, then steamed, power washed again, and then followed up by steam vacuuming just to remove and to wick as much liquid out of the fibers as possible, and then let it drip dry. So those were really, really clean as well. With the interior now drying, I worked on the rims with Brute Wheel Soap and Plum Wheel Cleaner, which is an alkaline and not an acid cleaner. It's much safer for these rims. To protect the paint and to surprise his grandson with an amazing finish when he comes to see it, I'm applying Ammo Reflex Pro 2 on there. Before I do that, I like to give the paint a fresh 50/50 ISO wipe down just to ensure any heavy oils or residue or whatever is removed from the paint so that when we apply it, it adheres much better. I also added Frame Pro trim coat on the faded plastics as well. Now the before and after was huge and it added to the overall look and feel of the restoration. I also had to touch up the T-top jams because I obviously couldn't power wash that area with the T-tops on. It would have defeated the purpose. So I cleaned everything with lather and a brush before I reinstalled the freshly cleaned T-tops. After one final vacuum, I reinstalled the fresh and clean interior, coated the wheels with Gillette Pro, and then reinstalled them back on the car. Lastly, I installed mud tire dressing to the rubber, and then I noticed something very interesting. All right, check this out. As I'm putting tire shine on, I just happened to notice, look at this Velcro right here. I saw it on the other side as well. Now what this is back in the day when guys used to put leather or vinyl bras on the car instead of PPF, this is how one of the areas where it would actually adhere to on the other side and in the front. So they would put this, basically this leather jacket, for lack of a better word, on the front of the car so they wouldn't get the rock chips. This is an indication that this is one of the cars that had it. Pretty cool. Trans Am for the win. Just then, Tom and Tom Sr. came in to help me finish up before Grandpa came in to surprise his grandson. Now, here's a little bit of the backstory. The problem is we got caught for time. It turns out that the grandson decided to go back to college a little bit earlier than we were told, et cetera, et cetera. Again, this was a surprise, so you sort of have to like roll with the waves and roll with the punches. We didn't really know what his schedule was, and we couldn't tell him because that would defeat the purpose of obviously having a surprise. So, surprise on us. We needed to get this done a little bit faster than we wanted to. So because of that, we needed to get this thing running at least smoothly for now, despite not having all the parts that we ordered come in. So you can see I was pulling my hair out at this point.
All right, so that's no gas. How about money now? This is supposedly EGR down.
What happens is the EGR, exhaust gas recirculator, recirculates the exhaust gas, but not at idle. Okay, so what's happening, it rotted out and it broke the flange, so the pintle is open, it pulled up. So what's happening is exhaust is going into the intake, okay, and of course that, at an idle, that can't run. That's not gonna run. So we're gonna see what's going on with this EGR valve. We're gonna pull it off and see it's broken. You got that out, I can't believe it.
You better believe it.
You got it.
You better believe it.
Man. Look at that. Oh, look at that. You got it. Look at that.
All right, so what are we looking at here?
Okay.
And there we go. That's the rivet that broke off of it.
Oh yeah. No. Don't. Let me have it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, gentlemen.
I know what you're gonna do.
What am I gonna do?
You're gonna cut it. You're gonna tap it and put a bolt in it.
How did you know that? What happened was this plate, okay, is supposed to be riveted to this so that the pintle closes off the exhaust gas. But as you can see, okay, it's broken. So, not sealing. So we're gonna make it seal.
Got it.
Maybe we could borrow a hacksaw from our buddy next door.
I think we go over there.
Yeah, let's go over there.
We go over there and we just like bowl them over and just like
Yeah.
get
These
all
are our
get all
tools
the
now.
invitation. Yeah. Just be like, yo, we're doing this. We're doing this, Steve. See how well this goes. She's a little feisty.
I mean, are you pressed for time to do this? I mean,
Yeah, it's coming in an
It's
hour.
coming in an hour.
put a self-tapping screw through there.
That's what I was thinking.
That was
Yeah.
another thing I was thinking. Put the bolt.
Because then it could keep the plunger pushed up, and then it'll seal that off.
Yeah.
So with that, Steve worked his magic. Step 1, cut a bolt. Then he threaded the hole and screwed that cut bolt into the hole. While all this is going on, Tom is making up with Steve's cat, Big Daddy, with some treats after he almost took Tom's hand off earlier when he walked in.
Daddy gets around.
Not anymore.
Okay, once that screw was jammed into the hole, then he cut the other end of the screw off so it was nice and flat. Then he sliced off the top part, the EGR part, and added some putty to it.
There you go.
Good enough for these guys.
Thank you.
Steve, you're a lifesaver.
You're the man.
I never believe one bad word Larry said about you.
Now that we got our Band-Aid ready to go, Tom installed the block-off plate and we started her up, and it worked perfectly fine. So for the record, the car needs more work. I get that, but we just didn't have the parts literally in our hand to get it done, and we didn't want to ruin the surprise at the same time. So we got it to finally idle, which was cool. Before we put the air box back on, we found yet another friend in the air filter, so I cleaned that out quickly while Tom was putting the door panels back on. Senior was working on adjusting the car just so it idled a little bit better. Now this is all going on minutes before the reveal. I also very, very quickly removed the back window's 80s purple window tint. I have never had a tint smell so bad during the removal. I have absolutely no idea. It was vile. In 20 years of taking off window tint, I don't know what happened to this one. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. But really, 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 really stinky taking it off. To get the leftover glue, I used a wrapper remover and a scrubber. It's not really difficult, it's just very tedious. And again, remember, you can't use a razor blade haphazardly because of the defroster lines. So the rear windows take a little bit longer than any other window. From the window. That is gross.
You get to jump on that.
So with all that, a few minutes before they were to arrive, we went outside to just do a very quick test drive, and it went like this. All right, guys, super excited. Grandpa's here. Let's go get him. Grandpa,
Yeah, I'm coming.
you made it.
Yes, I did. It was a rough ride.
Good to see you.
Hey, Larry, how are you?
Good to see you. Sir,
you.
Cal,
My grandson,
I'm Larry. Nice
Cal.
to meet you.
And I'm looking forward to this.
You excited?
Very.
We got her cleaned. We got her running. Removed all the mice. It smells fantastic.
Wow.
Only one thing left to do. You ready to see it?
I'm ready.
All right, let me go get it.
Whoa.
Smooth.
What do you think, Cal?
The bigger thing is, come over here and get a whiff. Actually, you could probably stand all the way back there and smell it before. Smell that. Beautiful, huh?
That's insane.
You remember your purple tints?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I had to take it out. It was
Oh, yeah.
the 1980s, you know, no more purple.
For probably 30 years.
Ah.
I would go down there and always look at it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was red, really.
Wow.
It was like a gray.
There was so much stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that she's running and looks fantastic, what's the plans?
Well, I guess, what do you think of your new car, Cal?
What? No. You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
You're serious?
I'm serious.
Congrats,
No
man.
way.
Yeah, he told me from the beginning. He said, oh, my grandson loves this car.
No.
That's why we did it.
You're kidding? Thank you.
Wow.
No way. I can't.
You owe me 20 lawn cuts. Whoa. Don't wrap it around a tree.
I'll try not.
Words of inspiration before I go for my ride.
All right.
All right, I'll be right back.
We made it.
Wow. It sounds good.
Sounds good. Yeah, it sounds awesome. All right. Let's pull this thing
Get
here.
out of your